like before the Big Bang and, the stars and the cosmos and the planets, before all of that was made, it was nothing but a void. And that void was called chaos, which was a god. Before you can create things in life, or you can create the reality you want, or you can succeed in certain endeavors that you may take, you have to go through the chaos. You have to go through the chaotic moments in life. You have to experience chaos in order to experience success. It's your girl, Ms.Konnie, and you are tuned in to the first episode of Khaos To Creations. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Now we're going to go ahead and get straight to it. I'm so excited, y'all. This is the first episode of Khaos To Creations, and I pretty much just kind of want to just tell y'all what this show exactly is going to be about. Pretty much like a little intro video. First, I want to start with thanking everybody who's here. If you came from a freed mind and you back here and you here to Khaos To Creations, let me know in the comments if you transitioning with your girl. I feel like life is just all about pivoting, going through chaotic moments and knowing when to pivot, when to change something, when to stop something, when to keep going, when to look at everything going on in your life and just evaluate the parts that you played, the things that you've done, the things that have happened, and move in a direction that's going to be more successful. So if you coming from a free mind over here to Khaos To Creations, let your girl know in the comments. Now, for the longest, I've been wanting to like come up with a new name for the podcast, and it just wouldn't come to me. It wouldn't come, and so I ended up having the idea like, okay, well, you know what? The concept of the last podcast, I was just all over the place. Like, one minute I'm talking about how to manifest, next minute I'm giving advice. Then I was talking about relationships and all these different things, just in so many different niches. And I got myself in a situation where I'm doing something. I'm seeing the progress that I'm making. I'm seeing the benefit of it, but I'm not really fulfilled. I'm not really happy with doing what I'm doing because it became hard. It became something that was hard to do. And my whole thing in life is like, whatever it is that you do shouldn't be hard. Whatever it is that you love to do and you should be passionate to do should not be something that's hard at all. If it's something that's hard, it takes the fun out of the thing you're doing, and you have to then ask yourself, is this really a passion? And so I had to ask myself, is podcasting really a passion for me? And it is. I love having conversations. I love having meaningful conversations. I love giving people advice. I love just talking about deep things, controversial things. I just love talking about it. And the fact that we've made podcasting like such a huge thing, I knew like this is my thing, hop on this wave and like get to it. Because I can talk. I can talk, baby. I can talk. Now, the name. I've been wanting to change the name for the longest, but I decided let's just do a whole new podcast, a whole new concept, because I was all over the place. And I figured out like, okay, what is it that I want to do? How do I want this to be structured? How do I want to execute this new podcast? How do I actually want it done? And I just want to be able to have solo podcasts where I'm giving people advice on things in life. Just talking about the things that I go through in life and how I overcome them. Also having guests here and there where people can talk about, their life and how they transition from chaotic times in their life to more successful moments of their life. And so that's what I want to do. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what we're here for. Now back to the name again, because I didn't say it 3 times. Y'all, okay, so the name chaos, chaos to creation. Um, chaos. We all know what the word chaos means. It's like disorder, disruption, um, things happening randomly, like just chaotic, right? We know what that means. Um, I was thinking of the name like chaos to creation with a C. And then, so I started thinking, like, well, what if chaos was spelled with a K? And so I looked up to see, like, is that even a word? Is that even a thing? Because if not, I was going to make it a word, right? And come to find out, um, the chaos with the K is actually a Greek god that was one of the first gods ever to exist. And, this god is like a god that represents nothingness. It represents disorder, dysfunction. It represents nothing, like nothingness at all. Like, it's like a void. This chaos god, and we talk about being gods all the time over here. God body. And so I was like, that's very, very interesting, because not only does chaos mean exactly what it represents, but the origin of what this word actually comes from. It comes from a god, and it's also saying, like, everything that has been created, like before the Big Bang, and the stars and the cosmos and the planets, before all of that was made, it was nothing but a void, and that void is called was called chaos, which was a god. And I thought, like, that's an amazing story, to just simply say that everything comes from nothing. Everything was created from nothing, or everything was nothing before it was what it was. And I think it's also like understanding that before you can create things in life, or you can create the reality you want, or you can succeed in certain endeavors that you may take, you have to go through the chaos. You have to go through the chaotic moments in life. You have to experience chaos in order to experience success, or to experience creation. You have to go through that. And it's like my favorite quote. It's before you can know who you are, you have to know who you are not. And I think that's so amazing, because a lot of us start out, like, a lot of us, people that are successful in whatever way that they look, we don't come out the womb successful. We don't come out just straight knowing everything. You have to go through learning. You have to go through chaos. You have to go through times of not knowing something in order for you to know it. Like, before you know that you like something, or that you don't like something, or that you want to be this type of person, you have to experience not being that person. You have to experience what it feels like to experience what it is you don't like before you find out what you do like. And a lot of times, people, we, I'm not going to say we, because it's not me. I'm not affirming this at all. Some people get stuck in chaos. They get stuck in the void. They get stuck in the disruption, in the nothingness. And they think that there's no way out. They think that that's all that it will ever be, is chaos. But that's not true. You have so many people who have went through so many different trials and tribulations, and so many different traumas and setbacks, that were persistent, and that kept going, and that made it out into their creations. And so when I came up with this name, I thought, this is literally it. Because for the longest, I'm like, I need to find a name that truly means something. Like, a freed mind was cool and everything, but it was something that's like, a lot of people use that name. It's not something that when you hear it, you think of so many different things. Like a free mind, you can think of so many different businesses when you hear that. I'm like, I need a name that's mine, that's unique to me, unique to my experiences and people's experiences around me, because a lot of my experiences are me experiencing other people go through things around me, and of course me also going through my own things as well. But yeah, I pretty much like, with this podcast, I want to talk about, embracing the chaos. In order for you to come out of it, you have to embrace it. You have to admit that you're in it. You have to say, hey, this is what I'm in. I don't like it no more. Um, and the thing about it is that people think that every hard time or every chaotic moment is something that's bad, and it's neither good nor bad. It just is. And when you start to look at the chaos for being what it just is, then you can embrace it. Then you can say, you know what? When I actually went through that hard time in life, it taught me this. Like I'm reflecting, me personally reflecting back onto this job I'm finna quit, which I cannot wait. I'm gonna miss everybody, some people. And I just think like, okay, I hated that job. But I'm trying to think, what in that experience can I learn from that? And for me, it's like I'm learning, okay, a job should not make you angry. I shouldn't have to go in this job cussing people out. I shouldn't have to go in here and immediately enter a low vibration. I need to learn to be more calm. I need to learn to allow other people to be in their negative energy and not allow it to affect me. So many different things that I'm like, I learned from being in this experience. But sometimes anger and just sometimes anger can really be like a motivator. Like, that's what I mean when I say embracing it. Like, when you embrace that anger, or you embrace the chaotic moments, sometimes you can get to a point in life where you just so fed up, you like, man, F it. I'm already at the, you can be like, I'm already at the lowest of lows that I can be at. What more can happen now? You know what I mean? Like, if you ever lose everything in your life and you hit that breaking point where you're just like, I don't even care no more. It is what it is. Whatever. It is what it is. And then at that moment, as soon as you let it go, you like, you know what? Forget it. I don't care no more. As soon as you let it go, what happens? Your life starts to change. Things starts to create itself. Better opportunities start to arise, because now you've used you've embraced that, you've let go of holding on to something, and you kind of like just gave in. Like, you just have no more energy to give. Like, I have no more energy to give to this. So when you stop giving that energy, it stops creating itself, and then you start creating something different. But I just feel like, anger can really be a motivator. It can really motivate you to, my words, y'all. It can really motivate you to get up and do something. And when people put you down, or they tell you you're not gonna be this or that or whatever, or you just have all these situations happen to you, and you're like, I'm tired of this. I'm about to really put in that work. Sometimes that's what chaos can do. That's what anger can do. It can push you. It can push you to that point where you start really putting in that work. And I just think that, like, here in this podcast, my main goal is to help people embrace um, the chaos. Embrace it, because when you embrace it, that's when you begin to change it. That's when you begin to shift it. That's when you begin to enter into a different phase. The moment that you change your mind and you change your perspective on that situation, and you start looking at it like, hold on, wait, yes, this may happen, but I decide to look at it through a different lens. Now you're starting to change your story. Now you're starting to see the beautiful things in this. That's like, man, I really went through that. but I'm learning this. I'm learning this about myself, about people, about the world, about whatever. And now I can take this lesson and apply it and turn this knowledge into wisdom. And yeah, yeah. So, um, that's what this podcast is going to be about. That's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the chaos that happens in the world, in our lives, just embracing it, changing your mindset. Like literally the law of polarity says that everything has an opposite. So whatever bad situation you're going through, there's an opposite good thing within that bad situation that you can start to look at. And so that's what I want to kind of just highlight. And so again, this is Chaos to Creations. And if you tuned in with your girl, comment down below. Let me know you here. Let me know you tuned in with me. Say I'm here. But I am about to get up out of here, y'all. I'm so tired. I thank y'all so much for tuning in to the first episode of Chaos to Creations. And I will see you guys next time. And by the way, this is y'all first and last time on Chaos to Creations seeing me in this setting. So this is about to be gone, y'all. But I'm going to see y'all next time.